Welcome everybody to a new video, and last week I got 2 new packages. Both of the packages were a part of my new camera setup, and this is what I'm going to talk to you about. I have been making videos for a long time, and I started off with a cheap ass €45 camera. I have upgraded my €45 camera the next year with a GoPro 3. So this has been my main camera for 4 years now, and it's starting to show. You can see my screen is busted, the battery inside is dead, and the GoPro 3s don't have stabilization, or not as good as the newer ones, so it was time to upgrade. And instead of upgrading from one camera to another camera, I upgraded from one camera to 2 cameras. So why did I go from a 1 camera setup to a 2 camera setup? Well, if I only have 1 camera and it's mounted on my head, I have to guess the tilt angle to shoot as much as possible. But usually it's tilted a bit down or upwards, so I miss a lot of the action. I had issues that my camera was tilted upwards too much, so I missed all the action that was happening close by, or I tilted it too much down, what made me miss all the action far away. Another problem with only 1 camera setup is that if you want to aim through your gun, your camera follows your head, what makes the angle quite off, and you usually don't see where you're shooting at. So I switched from a GoPro 3 on my head to a GoPro 7 on my head, what makes the stabilization a lot better. And the second camera that I'm going to use with the GoPro 7 is the 40mm ScopeCam that I'm going to mount somewhere on my rifle. Normally these ScopeCams are used to film where you're shooting at. I chose the 40mm because I don't want to use it only for following my BBs or show you what I'm shooting at, but I also want to show you things in the distance that are happening during games. Usually those parts are important for the game or for telling the story. And with the GoPro on my head, I usually don't have the distance to show you what is going on, and a lot of things are missed. So now I have to point my rifle to where I want to film, and I have a zoomed image of what I'm looking at. So with the ScopeCam, I have to fill around with the focus point because it has no autofocus, and I have to guess the point that I will be using the most. For the rest, I was able to connect it with my phone. I was able to go over some settings, but I will have to test this out on the field. Another thing that I have to check out is how waterproof it is. It doesn't say that it's waterproof, so I have to check if I can change some things to it. Also, I don't like the button on the top. I don't like the lights on it, so I will be checking out if I can get a cable out to my rifle where I can press the button to start filming. Also, I have to check out how I can power it from an external power bank and attaches to my rifle. Now with this one, I don't know yet how I'm going to do it, because with the GoPro 3 there was a dummy battery that had a USB cable. I could plug it in on my power bank on the back of my head. With this one, it doesn't have a dummy battery. It has a USB-C connector on the side, so I have to cut my case or find a case with a hole in it. But then the other problem is the sound, because if you got your camera in a case, and I want it in a case because look at that one, it got shot and it was in a case. So yeah, this one got a screen here, a lens here, a screen there. And the way I'm using it, it will die. So sound wise, I don't know yet. I have to figure it out. So I already did a test with the 2 cameras and the 2 camera setups, and I was really amazed with the 7. So I'm really looking forward to use this in the field. The first test that I did was just a running test to show you the stabilization difference between the 2 cameras. And the second test was me aiming to a target to show you the difference between the 1 camera setup and the 2 camera setup. So as I said, I still have a lot of fiddling to do with the GoPro 7, and if I find some solutions, I will add them to my Instagram or Facebook. And if you got any tips to make this work on my head, just post them in the comments. And now I want you to enjoy the videos that are coming, but because the comparison is really crazy, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!